divided Berlin, they actually did this using barbed wire. It was barbed wire fencing, went all the way around West Berlin. It's not really until the 70s where the wall as we see it today begins to go up into force. Originally running on the top they had barbed wire, but they realized this made it easier to escape. So they put in the piping that you see now, because then that way you have no grip and you fall back down onto your own side. This being the eastern side, on the other side of the wall being the western side. Now, the wall was very different depending on what side of this wall you were looking at it from. Now in West Berlin side, many people could actually go right up to the wall. Many people would graffiti all along the west side. However, on the eastern side, it was a completely different story. Now, on the eastern side, you'd have the Berlin Wall. Anything that was leading up to the Berlin Wall, they would demolish. So like a house or a church, for example. And that would make way for a big no man's land where no one was allowed to enter. And at the beginning of this no man's land, you would have a smaller cement wall known as the Hinterland Wall. Now, if you want to escape from East Berlin, you'd first of all have to approach the Hinterland Wall. That in itself is seen as illegal because that's seen as intent to want to leave East Berlin. Then you have to climb over that. Directly on the other side, there's all kinds of contraptions to maim you when you land. If you go past that, then you're faced with barbed wire now. This is reinforced, so you can't crawl underneath either. Then if you manage to get past that, then you would find yourself on what was appropriately called the death strip. Now on this death strip, you would have watchtowers, you would have guards, you would have sniffer dogs, you'd have tripwires, you'd have lighting, but as well you had guards whose job it was to go up and down, patrol the area, and these guys also had loaded weapons. And so if they saw someone trying to escape, they'd be within their perfect legal requirements to actually, they were allowed to actually shoot at this person. So they might fire a warning shot. If you carried on with your escape, they would actually be able to stop you using their guns. Now that meant that when they were doing that, many times they would get a promotion, you know, they might get a pay rise as well. This all helps to make sure the guard is doing their job as efficiently as possible. And guys who really suffered from the wall were really the Berliners themselves, because before this all goes up, you still had this communist side and this capitalist side. But the people, the Berliners, they could actually walk very freely between the two Berlins. However though, when this goes up, one amazing thing about it, first of all, they did not tell anyone this was going to happen. So the way it kind of works is people would go to work, they'd finish, they'd go home, they'd have dinner, they'd go to sleep, and as soon as everyone was in bed, the East German army, they came out, they rolled out the barbed wire, and by the time you woke up in the morning, Berlin was a divided city. So this is what also very kind of amazing thing about it, the fact that it was done completely overnight. Now, do any of you guys have any questions about this place?
To cross the wall, it wasn't